Hello, my beautiful souls out there. I am so excited that you're joining me for this video because understanding what I'm going to speak about today is going to change the human design game for you. Because this is the foundation where we start to bring awareness to notice when we're in and out of alignment. In human design, in a lot of spiritual work, in spiritual circles, we always talk about alignment, right? I'm aligned. I feel like I'm in alignment. I feel like I'm out of alignment. I feel like I'm misaligned, all those different things. But practically, how do you know, right? You can feel it, but this is what I love about human design is it brings so much practicality to our experience and how we can really start to unpack and untangle and unwind and then re-put back together our experiences so we can sift out what is authentically us, how your energy is designed to work, and what has been conditioned from the outside, whether, be it from your caregivers growing up, from school, from society, what have you. There's just the global underlying energies. They are a big conditioning force as well. So it's taking into account all of these different things that just kind of layer on conditioning. And remember, not all conditioning is necessarily bad. A lot of the times when we talk about conditioning, we're talking about what's been taught to us that we don't want, that's no good. But some of the things, they're not inherently us, but we learn and they serve a purpose for whatever that purpose is. So, how do you know when you're in alignment? How do you know when you're out of alignment? How do you know what's your proof that, hey, I'm learning to listen to my inner authority? Like, where does the proof lie that you actually did? Where does it lie? Well, it lies in two words for each energy type. And those two words are your signature. Your signature, when you're experiencing your signature, it means that you are experiencing being in alignment. When we put words to these things, sometimes they help us unpack them more because, we're human beings. We are designed to function with language. That's why our larynx dropped so that we could speak and make all of these intonations that we do in order to speak all of these different sounds and words to each other and communicate, right? All right, and then the second word, so the first word was signature. When you experience your signature, that's how you know you're in alignment. That is your proof, hey, I listened to my inner authority to make that decision. On the flip side, we have not self. Not self is your signpost that, hey, something is off. When you are experiencing your not self word, which I'm going to give for each different energy type in a minute, when you experience that not self word, that's letting you know, hey, something's off. Something's off here. And then you can kind of start to contemplate it. Check in with your different energy centers. For most of us, our conditioning lies in different energy centers and how they're actually operating in our energetic space. And, whether they're operating in a healthy space or an unhealthy space. So you can kind of check in like, hey, I'm feeling, it's for the generator, frustration. Okay, where's this frustration coming from? And that's when you sit with yourself and you do some contemplation work. And maybe it doesn't come to you right away. It takes some time to unpack all this. Remember, this is a journey. It takes time to unpack, first of all, what the issue is, and then to release it and come back to yourself, right? So those are the two big things. Signature, that is your indication, that's your signpost. Hey, yes, I'm moving in alignment. Because not all of us, some of us, we need that kind of awareness. We need these different words to kind of like, oh, okay. And then you can take the words that I'm going to tell you for each energy type and redefine them for what that means for you. Again, it takes time. It takes time of sitting with yourself. So let's get into it. What are the signature and not self themes for each energy type? So for our generators and our manifesting generators, you have basically the same aura. Your aura functions the same, even though it is two different energy types. Your aura functions the same, right? It's open and enveloping. So a lot of generators and manifesting generators, these things work the same. So your signature is satisfaction. When you're feeling satisfied, when you're feeling fulfilled, whatever that is. So, and it took me a while, I'm a generator, so it took me a while to kind of contemplate satisfaction and everything, and when do I actually feel satisfied? And it took me being aware of my different decisions and how they made me feel. On the flip side of that, we have frustration. I was very familiar with the feeling of frustration. I still am, it still shows up. So, but those two things. So signature, when you're feeling very, very satisfied, when you feel like, yes, I've used my energy towards something that makes me feel satisfied, that means you're in alignment. On the flip side, it's frustration. So that's for our generators and manifesting generators. For our projectors, your signature is success. When you feel successful, and to keep in mind, remember, redefine these words for you. How they work in your energy field as you feel yourself in or out of alignment. On the flip side, for generators, it's bitterness. All right, so when you feel like you're trying to expend energy and no one's freaking listening to you, even though you can see what's the most efficient way to do something and you know what amazing guidance you have for other people, it can lead to bitterness. So being mindful of that. So for our projectors, your signature is success. On the flip side, it's bitterness. For our manifestors, your signature is peace. When you feel like things are just peaceful. Everyone's peaceful. No one's getting in your way. And then on the flip side is anger. Basically, that anger comes out when everyone's getting in your freaking way and you're getting pissed off about it. All right, and then we have our reflectors. So reflectors, your signature is surprise. Being surprised by your environment, being surprised by your world, being surprised by the people in it. And on the flip side of that is disappointment. So noticing and being awareness, like what creates that surprise in your life and what creates that disappointment. Now, what leads us to feeling our signatures more is diving in and really understanding your strategy and authority. Sometimes it takes a while to connect with your authority, wherever it lies, whether it's in an energy center or kind of out in your environment or the lunar cycle for our reflectors. It takes time because we're not taught this as children. No one most likely taught you as a child how to follow your inner authority and where it lies. But we can do this for our children, right? So this is the big thing. So in order to be able to start connecting, trusting your strategy, because that can be a whole other lesson in and of itself, and then following your inner authority. Well, in order to follow your inner authority so that you can come into alignment and experience these signature themes, you have to be able to connect with it, to understand it, to know when it's speaking to you, to know what a yes feels like and a no feels like. And this can, again, come down to a lot of conditioning. So I have two things for you. One, if you want more information about your signature and not self theme, head to my website, MalloryRiess.com. and you can get your human design chart. And on that chart, so when you pull up your human design chart, you just need your birth info, date, time, and place. Once you pull up your human design chart with your birth date, time, and place, then it'll pop up your chart and you'll see your body graph. Depending if it's on a phone, you'll see your body graph on top, and underneath it, it'll be a list. It'll say like energy type, what the energy type is, and it'll have a list. Part of that list will have your signature and not self theme, and then next to that it'll tell you what your signature and not self theme is. If you click on those links, they're like in blue, light blue words. Click on it, it'll take you to a video where I break all that down for you. It's custom to your energy type, to your to your signature and not self themes. The other thing, if you have already watched those videos from me, your next step is to start kind of working with the energy centers and making sure that they're in healthy states, whether they're defined or undefined. And you do that by bringing awareness to how those energy centers are meant to operate. So I have an awesome free guide for you. It's called The Beginner's Guide to Aligned Energy Centers. And it's a PDF you can print out and you can go through and kind of understand what each energy center does, what its purpose is. And there's like a chart there for you showing for each energy center, whether it's defined or undefined, the healthy states and the unhealthy states. So I will leave both of those links down in the comments for this video, or down in the description as well, but in the comments, look for that. And that's all I have. So if you have questions, if you have more questions about them, please leave them down below. I love answering questions. That is my jam, because that's how I can really serve you guys best, is answering what your questions are. What is confusing? What doesn't make sense? Share your experiences. I love to hear your experiences. So please share those. All right. Well, I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.